value in people who can
True.
communicate complicated ideas in a simple manner. Like,
True.
there's great value to that. But
All right, I wanted to bitch
regardless,
about Doge again, so
yeah,
we got that
fuck
too.
Elon Musk.
No, I
That's
mean,
what I
I
wrote.
don't even. It's not even that, dude. I never even like.
2025 Elon Musk. But go ahead.
Sure, yeah, sure. I still don't even agree with that, but because he does
Okay.
suck, but no, I just those blanket statements are tough for me. Anyway, Social Security recipients accidentally deleted by Doge. I'm not dead. All right, in the
Yep.
article, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, it's right away. Thousands of living Americans have mistakenly declared dead at the Social Security Administration under the leadership of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, according to a
Yep.
federal worker. Ronnie Glasgow, a claims technicalist at the SSA Schenectady office in New York State, told the Daily Beast that DOGE staffers have mistakenly moved the records of living people to the SSA's Death Master file, which holds information about individuals who had Social Security numbers and whose deaths have been reported to the federal agency. We have
Yep.
people who did not receive benefits come in every day with their ID saying, "I'm not dead, I'm alive." Ronnie Glasgow,
Yeah.
claims technical, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why it keeps repeating that, but probably some garbage. A little AI in Newsweek, who knows? But yeah, I'm just bringing it up again because, like, if they're making these kind of mistakes, like, what other mistakes are they making? In what areas? I just wonder if we'll ever find out the depths of what they did. Because have you also seen these articles of where like they've stolen from like data and information, just claims,
Yes. Yes.
unverified claims, but it's been reported in certain multiple outlets, I think, multiple
Yep.
stories, um, but also I wrote here too, like just what was going through my brain is like this shit is people's livelihoods, so it just is so crazy because the excuse always is, oh, when we're doing this kind of stuff, there's always going to be mistakes. There's going to be some mistakes when you think anything's going to be perfect in life. It's like, but when you're talking about people's livelihoods, fixed income, it's you just look like a dick bag if you're just carelessly going about cutting it instead of trying to do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
just look like a fucking scumbag. Like, why? Why? Massive amount of people depend on these checks. So,
Not even these checks. That's a hilarious thing. So it says, not hilarious, obviously, but
no,
like,
we get it. Go ahead. Yeah,
if you don't laugh, you cry. Thousands of living
yeah. Sure.
Americans have been mistakenly declared dead, right? And it says they're coming in every day. People who don't receive benefits saying, I'm not dead, I'm alive. Because here's the thing, if the Social Security office has put you in their dead file, you
You
don't
stop getting them.
have credit.
That's what it is.
You can't take out loans. You can't, like,
Oh, true.
everything
Also, that.
freezes as far as your
That's true.
financial side of interacting with,
That's true.
right? Like, so somebody goes to, maybe, let's say they're trying to get a home loan, and all of a sudden they're like, you're dead. We're like, we can't, your social security number doesn't mean shit. So it was just funny to me. You have people coming in that don't even claim benefits, and they're like, what the fuck, dude?
I understand.
Um,
I think you read it different than me, but both still stand up for like being stupid. I think these people were
yes.
receiving benefits, but then they stopped. We have people who did not receive benefits. I read that as people kind of who were, and it didn't come in because they declared them dead. But dude,
Oh,
both ways work though, because you're still just messing with people's
I
livelihoods
see
in a
what you're
way
saying.
that is like
Yeah. Well, it does
shitty,
mention it later on about
massively shitty. Yeah,
it stops their car payments, it stops their credit, stops their ability to
no
do
doubt.
anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, I see. Yeah, that's for
Oh,
sure.
later
But
on in the
yeah, it's
article, look at
just
this man. Did all his homework. I did not. But yeah,
the
true.
whole thing, babe.
Crappy. Crappy, it
Yeah,
sucks.
man. I really don't. I mean, it almost feels like beating a dead horse at this point because like this is
You know,
exactly what I
I know it
expected
does,
from
which
what
is,
what
I
I.
kind of apologize for bringing it up. But you know what makes
Oh,
it
it's
worse too?
fine. I mean,
What makes it worse
yeah,
is that the whole administration gets to act like Trump in where they don't have to take accountability ever. Signalgate this
correct,
shit. So like
correct,
they don't have to give a fuck. You think to yourself,
right,
well, how could they do this? Why would they do this? It's like part of it is that the
right.
calculus in the beginning was nobody's going to question this or do anything about this. So fuck it. Like we're just going to deny, we're not going to take accountability. It's tough.
I
Tough
agree.
place to be.
I agree.
Tough
They
place to
look
be.
at the unflinching 80% approval rate from Republicans and they go,
Yeah, we don't give a
we get
shit.
to
Right?
do whatever we want.
But I also think some of the attitude emanates from the fact that Trump knows this is his second term and that's it. So he just doesn't give a shit, bro. It's like fucking who cares? Like you go back to 2017, notwithstanding Charlottesville, that was horrific. He still had somewhat, especially during the campaign up until his first presidency, he had a good political touch on what to say, how to feel, how to respond.
Yes.
And he does not give a
100%.
shit anymore, bro. He does not give a shit. So there you go.
I would agree with that. And it's funny because I'll go back and I'll watch his stump speeches from 2015.
Yikes!
And you're like,
do
dude,
that
who is this? Well, because do yourself a favor and do it. Like,
will not do
there
that.
is the blustery Trump that is there still, but there is a genuine streak of populism that he would advocate for.
If you
all the
send me
time.
a good one, I would watch it. How about that?
Deal. I'll do that for you.
All right, you send me one that's.
I will absolutely do that for you.
Okay.
But
I'm
regardless,
I'm sure some hit are bangers more than others, but anyways, yeah.
yeah, I do think he just doesn't give a fuck, right? Like he got a second term. He's not going to jail.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's gonna play golf. He's gonna put save face, but that's about it. Yeah.
I also added this for Social Security too, because I was talking to someone about this weeks ago. I don't remember who. Who cares? But some people make the claim that they don't want to pay into Social Security because they could do better returns with the money, save themselves, do their own retirement. And that may be true for a slim number of individuals, but do you ever think to yourself how stabilizing to society a Social Security program can be, as far as, first of all, just incomes, but also like whether you like it or not and you believe in these tariffs at all, which if you do, you're, at least the way he's doing it, you're dumb. We have such a consumer-driven society, so you just cut things like Social Security or you take a lot of money out of it. It's not just going to destabilize because people who were getting fixed income don't have it anymore, but like people will lose their jobs. There'll be a domino effect. And I just think anytime I hear someone say, well, I wish I could opt out, it's like, but if they did let people opt out, it would collapse yesterday. And I'm not even kidding about that. It would collapse yesterday. And the ramifications would be massive. And it would affect most of the people in such a negative way who opted out even. And it speaks to me about I guess, willful ignorance to see the bigger picture and factor that into your decision making. And it kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? It kind of sucks.
It definitely does. Yeah.
I think there's plenty of decent arguments to be made in different ways to govern, and even different ways to maybe cut Social Security, but expand it in a way, or maybe even I'll even do something else, but to just take away such a massive payment system that most of the people in it, if not all of us, we pay into our whole lives and we get it at the end. Just is. Yeah, I guess this is me bitching again that I wish people would factor larger picture into their decision making, but it doesn't seem that everyone does that. So, what a hateful statement too to those of you who don't. But I'm here to hate on you. So there you go.
Wow.
It doesn't sound like you disagree with it much, by the way. But yeah, any thoughts at all?
Yeah, so it's just, I mean, the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want old people to be homeless? Right? Like, it really is what it is. Like, if you can look me in the face, if you can look me in the face and tell me that somebody who's 84 years old, who worked for most of their life, maybe they didn't plan very well, whatever, you're cool with them sleeping on the streets, then I don't even know what to say to you.
No, that's...
If you want to advocate for a better, more effective system, fine. But I am not okay with the idea.
Let me devil's advocate you
being homeless.
And you know that someone would tell you, well, they didn't plan well then. Like that's not like how is their
What would Jesus do? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I agree with you. All right, yeah, let's not go down this road because it's hard to be devil's advocate when I just
What were you gonna say?
Boy, I don't even remember. Something about prepare anyways. I don't know.
Sure, I mean...
In general, it's just going to be about the idea that, like, as long as it's not affecting me, I don't see the greater picture of the hurt that other people can go through that will end up affecting me. end up affecting me, right?
Well, again, because like it's
well,
just
tariffs on China. China will just pay it, and we'll be fine. And it's just like, wow, like this is
the people that are like that can't understand that, even though that money's not there is part of your tax that is used. It is money taken from you to subsidize poor folks or old folks or whatever. They don't understand that. Well, I want all that money. There are societal trickle down effects of not having that safety net, right? If you want crime to go way up, if you want old people to die in the streets, right? Like there's a trade. That is a society that you have to exist in. And I feel like people don't appreciate their return on investment there, even though it's money taken directly from their paycheck.
No.
And I get that. And I understand that, okay, maybe we could be better about it. But to advocate for completely nuking any sort of state-sponsored welfare, I just feel like those people don't appreciate that the society that produces.
Your society, better yet, on a micro scale, your neighborhood, your town, will only be as safe as the lowest among you. Meaning, like, if you live in a society where you treat the lowest rungs of people just like dog shit, there's no opportunity for them, you're going to live in a crime-ridden area. Like, you just are. Like, it kind of goes back to the way I see things in a more general sense, where, like, nobody's saying everybody should be fucking making the same paycheck in communism. But the more inequality that you create, the more destabilizing of a force that is on society. And that's going to be bad eventually. You're going to reap what you sow. And if you don't keep that in check, that is like what empires have made the major mistake of time and time again, like the Romans back in the day, French Revolution. You know what I'm saying? It's just every single time. So if you don't keep that shit in check, it's going to be bad. And also, doesn't it just bug you too? Like, one more thing. It just bugs the shit out of me that the conversations I usually see on, like, most mainstream outlets, even, like, day-to-day life, is always surrounded about how the debt is bad. No matter if you're talking to Democrats or Republicans, or if you're watching left or right TV and commentary on it, the debt is bad. And everybody agrees on that. And nobody ever says, let's just tax the rich. Like, the stupidest. Everybody comes up with the dumbest fucking hoops to jump through to try to be like, well, if we just cut enough. Dude, the U.S. budget is enormous. You're not cutting your way out of this. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. It's like, well, if we just cut enough, and then we'll just get it down. It's like, and everyone just dances. Even Democrats just dance around the obvious fucking thing of you're going to have to raise taxes on people that have things.
I mean, you do appreciate that the at least the main line of the Democratic Party is neoliberal. So, like, that's just, of course, that's going to be the case.
Yeah, but I don't even like the term neoliberal.
For what that is.
I don't like the term neoliberal. The same
bro.
people would be better if we didn't allow money and lobbyists to dominate. I'm not kidding. Is that not true? The same people would be better. I'm not saying perfect. But the same people would be better.
Should have been better. Weren't able to stop that from becoming law.
No,
right?
I know.
Like,
no. There's still culpability on their side that I'm not willing to let go of. Let's not get this wrong. Let's not get this wrong. I just still think that if you can remove the systemic things that are failing us, you'll still get better. And then maybe you get less of all, like, the inequality and the gerrymandering, like, and healing begins. But yeah,
I agree.
It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
I feel like we
have to live in a world where fucking tech people have basically bought our government. And what's also disgusting is everywhere you turn, gambling now companies, these companies are smart. They just invest in the politics, and then they get too big to fail, and then nothing can be done about them. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, yeah.
There are 8,000 lobbyists. They're like, oh, no regulations at all. It's like, oh, they're too important to the economy now. Like, we can't do it. It's like, are you the fuck out of here? Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, the FDA not inspecting milk anymore I love that. That's great for me.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Being in the state that we're in, I can appreciate the fact that our state is probably going to step up and do the job that the FDA is not going to do anymore. But, like, that's not true for everybody.
And I don't even know if you could. Dude, the amount of times the Californias and Vermonts of the world, now Vermont and California, their GDP size is enormously different. But the amount of time that these liberal bastions have tried Medicare for all in their state, and it just doesn't work because you don't have enough user base. Like, it has to come in sometimes it has to come in at a national level, and a state can't afford everything. A state can't afford everything. So, of course, we always support them attempting to.
Like inspectors.
But how's New York State going to send out, like, inspectors or, like, do that?
Well, to be fair, I will say each state does still have their own quote-unquote FDA. I don't know what they're actually
I'm sure they do.
Described as.
Yeah.
And as far as I understand, the FDA has been offshoring a lot of those responsibilities to states in the past couple decades.
And something that I...
So again, I as much as, you know, you and I pay taxes, I can appreciate that I trust the infrastructure of my state government.
Sure. I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm living in Kansas, I don't. The
federal government can try to impose what it wants at a national level. But if an economy like California's, which just moved into, like, being the fourth biggest economy on its own in the world, does what it wants, and then companies just to do business there just say, well, if we're going to follow California's lead, we might as well just... They're not going to manufacture differently for California versus, you know what I'm saying? Like, that happens a lot, too, where California will, or something like that will lead the way.
True.
And a business will say, well, this is such a large part of our profits and our company. We're just going to implement this across the board now. Yeah, go ahead.
You ever see the stickers that say may cause cancer in the state of California?
What? No. What is that?
You've never seen those?
No.
There are certain products you will find a sticker for that says blah, 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 something to the effect of the state of California. This product has chemicals that may cause cancer.
Known to the state of California to cause...
Yes. There it is.
Known to the state of California.
I think it's one of those things where, like, damn, that's such a big market. Like, okay, everything gets slapped. That gets slapped on everything. We're not going to
distinguish. Did this pass? It was a proposition.
This has been a thing for a while now. Now, actually, as far as I understand...
Oh, no, yeah, it was in 1986, and it probably passed, yeah.
As far as I understand, it's actually kind of outdated at this point, and there's certain plastics that don't need that warning anymore.
See? Right there, Office of Environment Health Hazard for California only. They have all these, especially California's huge. They have all these different departments,
Yeah. Anyways, we're getting a little off track there, but...
True. We can wrap it up. Hey, the moral of the story is move to L.A., I think.
The moral of the story is don't elect stupid people who do stupid things.
That's always the moral of the story. That's always the moral.
Shall we round off with Trump's Truth Social?
Oh, dear God. I never want to.
Come on.
We can do it.
It feels like it's tradition at this point. Let's find the dumbest one from the last couple days, and we'll just...
We're still talking about the Steele dossier. It's the year of our Lord 2025.
Stop. Where is that?
It's the first thing on here. I'm on here.
It's just 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Trump's live, baby.
It's the year of our Lord 2025, and we're still talking about Steele dossier.
Hopefully Act Blue, the Democrat... Oh, this one looks great. I've actually donated to Act Blue. So let's see here.
Look, he even clickbaits. It says, "Oh, we made news on our own podcast. You're not." It's like hyping up the Steele thing. It's like, this is so dumb.
Yeah, no.
A big raid last night on some of the worst people illegally in our country.
Get them, boys. And it's like a Chili's that they're running into.
Oh man, he posted a bunch of videos from it. The radical left Democrats are paying a fortune to have people infiltrate the town halls of... They're just lying about this. Nobody's paying anyone. What? You guys are so dumb, man.
Yo, did you watch that raid video, though? What the fuck is happening?
No, I don't want to watch that. I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah, you're right. I'll scroll past it.
Hopefully, Ag Blue, the Democrats' illegal scam used to raise money. How is it an illegal scam? He just lies like he breathes. How is Ag Blue? I've used Ag Blue many years. How is it an illegal scam? Like,
ooh, can we read this one?
He just says things that are so...
Yeah.
Which one?
Go to the one above it. Up one. That one.
Yeah, I already did. Yeah, I already did this.
You did? I'm sorry, I was watching the fucking...
Paying a fortune.
The radical left Democrats are paying a fortune to have people infiltrate the town halls of Republican congresswomen and senators. These great patriot politicians should not treat them nicely. Have them immediately ejected from the room. They are disruptors and troublemakers. You must allow your audience to know what you're up against.
Democrats famously at the end of March had the had an approval rating at a low point, literally lower than Trump's, are somehow paying people. Yep, they
It's
sure
not even
are.
that, right? Like, this feels like a.
So dumb, man.
It's like, listen, do you think every person displeased at a Republican town hall is paid? You are in fucking dreamland if you think that's true. This feels like just a shirking of
again.
Dude,
There's
there are
no
people that hate you that used to support you, and you need to understand that.
again. There's no accountability for saying the most insane, like ridiculous
Right,
bullshit.
of course. Yeah.
There's no accountability. He can just say it. It's not true at all, but he just says it, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, he said it." And I feel like
I love
even,
these two.
even people who like sniff Trump's ball sack are like, yeah, he says things that aren't true. Like I've seen interviews of people who are diehard MAGA that are like, yeah, sometimes he says untruths. It's like, you just gonna hand wave that away? Sure,
That's just fine. The president of the United States, yeah, that's
just
fine.
hand wave it
okay.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Whatever.
And then
As long
Biden
as you're
falls
getting the
asleep
bugs
once, and everyone loses their mind. It's like, sure.
I know.
Anyways,
But that sentence where he's like, remove them immediately. Like, okay, well, what are you defining as these infiltrator agitators? Is it
Party
people
of
who are
free
just
speech.
asking questions at the microphone, or is it somebody who's shouting, right? Like,
Party of free
do you
speech.
get rid of everybody that's... Yeah, I know. I just can't. Oh, I feel like this is always just a fun exercise in...
Oh my god.
Like, I get a little distanced from why I hate Trump sometimes.
It's April, and he's talking about...
True Social.
It's April, and he's talking about bringing Columbus Day back from the ashes. Isn't that in
Love
October?
Love it.
It's April. And by the way, I bet you if you go to his social media posts every year since he was president the first time, he says this every year. He's like, I'm bringing Columbus Day back. It's like, how does it get back in the ashes every year? And you revive it every year.
So can I ask you something? What are you doing for Columbus Day? I was thinking we might charter a yacht and go sail in the Gulf of America while we celebrate Columbus Day. Does that sound like a good time to you?
That sounds like you would get 1,000 people of high-paying customers to do a MAGA cruise and do that. Say, we're going to
Columbus Day mega cruise in the Gulf of America.
You would make tons of money. And then Kid Rock,
Kid
Rock performing every night, dude. You'd make tons of money. Listen, it's a scam. It's a scam economy now. Who cares?
Who cares? Just be a grifter. Fuck it.
Just released.
If that's gonna be the most lucrative thing, just be a fucking grifter, I guess. Because that's the American dream.
Look at this. He just lies like he... Just released. First of all, 99.9% at the border, period. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Best number ever recorded, okay? 3 people got in versus hundreds of thousands in the last... It's a lie. People are still getting in. It's at a lower clip. It definitely is. But it's not 3. This is a blatant lie.
There's no way that's true.
And I've seen a couple... I don't even know if you could even say there's a reasonable MAGA podcaster or like online MAGA person, but I've seen a couple like right-leaning, more reasonable people like, and maybe they're not so reasonable because they support mass deportation. Be like, I haven't seen it. I have like, where is that? Like he might think he's making this shit up and being like, we're deporting people, but like some people are kind of like, hey, quicker.
But it's what it is, right? Well, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but so like they're kind of because Trump's a scam artist. He will also scam his followers. He's not going to mass deport. It costs too much money. That would cost billions and billions and billions of dollars. Go ahead.
One of his speeches when he was leaving his presidency in 2020, he said something to the effect of, "We basically finished the wall at the southern border," which, by the way,
was a lie.
So far from the truth.
Over and over and over again, man.
Thousands of miles that there is no wall for. And he said, we almost finished the wall. And Democrats, blah, 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 they're going to tear it down, whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah. No,
and let's play this game before we end here. He's still talking about steel, but let's click on this link about steel. It's justthenews.com, which, first of all, sounds like... what is this? Just the News?
They're Just the News, so that's a unbiased media organization.
All right, it's some guy who published it. It's now saying like, "Oh, I kind of regret it," and then it's just so dumb, man. How does the president of the United States find Just the News article by Nicholas Ballasy? Is that a real name? His name's Ballasy, really? And then fucking truth that.
Ballasy.
Whatever, dude. I don't know. Holy crap, man.
What a nothing burger of a. So just to be clear, so I don't know if you remember, but the Steele dossier came out.
It's embarrassing.
Large news organizations were refusing to publish it because it didn't have a lot of
Verified
let's
things
say
about it,
meat
probably.
to the bones, right?
Sure.
BuzzFeed was the first one to publish the Steele dossier at the time, and it went super viral because they were the first one to do so. And it was also like BuzzFeed News, like
Yeah,
know,
then
people were
famously, it's like the
upset.
pissing in Moscow thing. Like, we all know. We all know.
Oh well, it's just the like let's say NPR versus BuzzFeed News. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's obviously a certain level of standard that NPR is held to that BuzzFeed News is not going to be. But
Mm-hmm.
so this is just that editor regretting
That's it.
publishing
So
it.
stupid.
Like, what a nothing fucking story.
So stupid, man. So
What does that
stupid.
have any? You know what's funny is that him regretting publishing it has nothing to do with the fact whether or not the Steele dossier was real.
Right, it's exactly.
But
It's all just
right.
nothing is ever held accountable. Just lie, 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 and back it up. That's it.
It's our
It's the
president
same shit
just
over and
shit
over again.
posting. Sure, who gives a fuck anymore? Like, what are we doing?
Thanks for visiting
Yeah,
the
yeah.
TDS podcast, which I try not to have TDS, but then we have to look at his truth every time because of Nord, and I have to.
I feel like it just
Trigger
keeps
my
us grounded
TDS.
to the person that Trump really is as a person these days.
Is that true? Because Bill Maher met with him in person, and he was very charismatic, and he had a great time. I'm just kidding.
Well, the only correspondence I have with Trump is his truth. So
I know.
there
Well,
you go.
and he listen. It says something when you choose to publicly put out what he does. It's insane. It says something. It still does. It does.